Hey everyone, this is Pallav from Xfinity Solution. Today we have a special guest with us, Paul Flett. Paul is basically a founder and principal of Sinclair Global Corporation, and I would like to welcome Paul to this interview. I'm really thankful for your time. So if you can just tell something about yourself to my viewers and a little bit about Sinclair Global Corporation, please.
Yes, no problem at all. Thank you very much for having me on. And yeah, as you introduced me, I'm Paul Flatt. I've worked in Europe. I'm originally English, and I'm now an American citizen. I've been here 20 years, and I began my career as a brand manager, as a marketing guy, working for companies like Nestle, L'Oreal, Mattel, Sega. And then I moved into entertainment and worked for Warner Brothers Consumer Products. I had the privilege and the pleasure of working on the launch of Harry Potter worldwide in the UK market. Got promoted, brought over here. I've worked at MGM. I've been head of licensing for Skechers. I've also worked for United Talent Agency. And along the way, I've had lots of experiences of working with companies of different sizes. International companies, some domestic companies. And now I have a consulting business and I help those companies to go to market, to get ready for and to enter the US marketplace, which is, as you know, one of the biggest consumer marketplaces in the world.
Absolutely. So that's great to know. So you've got a lot of exposure, and I'm sure this is going to be a very interesting interview, as because you have a lot of knowledge, and that can help our viewers to understand the situation and how deal with it. So let me tell you something about myself. My name is Pallav. I'm from India, and I'm working with Xfinity Solution for 3 years. Xfinity Solution is basically an IT and ITA service provider, and we are also providing service like providing virtual assistant service to US and Canadian clients. So we have been operational for the last 3 years, since 2017 we have been operating, and we're getting good response. And little bit about the survey. So as all my viewers know, whoever have seen that, is like we are running this interview series for about 3 weeks now, and I've been interviewing business owners and executives to understand how they are dealing with the situation which we are in right now, and what strategies they are actually implementing to combat with this sort of a doldrum sort of a situation which we are in. And I would also try to understand what's your view on the future economy, and what you suggest to the small to medium business owners to what strategies they should implement as well to combat or come out of this and get back on track. So we've been getting a stupendous response from several brands and corporates, and I'm looking forward to learn a lot from you as well. So if you're ready, I will start asking you my questions.
Yes, please do.
That's great, Paul. So Paul, my first question would be, have you ever faced any such times as this before? So you've been working with several big corporates and brands, but then this situation is unique for you, or you have faced any such times as this before?
I haven't seen anything like this before, nothing as widespread. I think a few years ago we had the SARS outbreak, which was really bad. And I traveled in and out of Hong Kong at the time, and it was a similar situation. There were lots of masks and hygiene protocols and sanitary stations, but it wasn't anywhere near as widespread. And I think we've got a global situation where everybody is very, very afraid and trying to adjust and recover from this. But we're all wondering whether anything will ever be the same again.
All right. Yeah. So this is something which is really unique for us, and we have never faced any such times. My next question would be to you. Is your business seriously affected by this pandemic?
Yes, I would say it is. We've had a slowdown really in the decision-making cycle. I think a lot of people have put big decisions on hold. And the reason they've done that is because of what's happening in the marketplace, the volatility, the uncertainty. There's a knock-on effect. Everybody's customer is delayed or unable to make a decision. So collectively, we've all slowed down and have experienced a downturn or a shift in the business cycle as a result of this. So very volatile times, very much a new situation. People are sort of feeling their way through together. Some people are winning and some people are losing.
No doubt about it. Some people are winning, some people are losing. It's always there. So my next question would be to you. See, we have been facing a lot of challenges throughout. Like whenever we got into this sort of or a corporate world, we have been facing challenges, several different challenges. But this time the challenges are a little different, and it's totally new to us. So so my next question would be, what are the challenges you see in future, and how are you preparing for that?
Yeah, I think the challenges in the future are how we're going to do business, how commerce is going to be conducted. Think about all of the business trade shows that we've been to in the past. Are we going to continue to do that? There is no substitute for meeting people face to face, shaking their hand, speaking with them in person, meeting with them, maybe also socializing a little bit. So all of that has got to change. And either we're going to see a safe way to resume those kind of activities, or we're going to have to adapt and we're going to have to do things perhaps remotely, digitally, conference calling, video conferencing. It's a great tool. We've never really had that before, and it certainly hasn't been as widely adopted as it has in the past few months. Everybody's jumped in and is now Zooming, all day long. So that's the new normal. And so people are adapting and innovating, but I think the challenge is how we maintain and build economic activity with this serious social limitation.
All right, yeah. So adjusting with the new normal and making a pivot is very important, and especially as you said that this is the as my next question would be related to that, what you already covered probably. So as you said, we are sort of living in a Zoom society where everybody is meeting on Zoom and other digital platform, and we need to adjust ourselves like this way. But then there is nothing better than meeting people face to face, obviously. So my next question is obviously related to the discussion which we had is so there's a statement. I need to understand your view on that. In industries connected to IT domain operations directly or indirectly have managed to sustain this pandemic. So what's your take on this?
Sorry, could you just repeat the question?
Yeah, sure. Industries which are related to IT and ITS services,
Yes.
are somehow managed to sustain this pandemic or this economic doldrum situation. What's your take on this?
Yes, everybody is relying on information technology in order to conduct business. So it's become even more important as the face-to-face commerce has, got taken a back seat. We're now relying on technology. So it's very, very important that people are able to conduct their business electronically. And that means that information technology becomes more and more valuable as a service. It makes sense.
All right. Yeah. Obviously, this is something which is playing a very important role these days, and we are like in this space. We are developing every day, and we're trying to make the life easier, and we're trying to develop things which can be, which is rather alternate way of living the life we used to live earlier. So my next question would be, it's on a macro level questions, as I've already told you that I just want to understand your view on the economy of United States. So how do you see the economy of in near future of United States?
I think we're going to have a difficult next 2 or 3 quarters as the economy reopens. You've got restricted movement of people. So people are not going to be spending as much time at retail because of the worry about safety and hygiene. People are going to be somewhat reluctant to go back and experience restaurants and dining, sitting in a movie theater, so that level of activity is going to come back eventually, but I don't think it's going to come back very quickly, and certainly not until people feel that they're safe, that maybe they've had a vaccination, everybody else has had a vaccination, and they're not at risk anymore. So there's going to be an economic impact just because of the movement of people and people consuming goods and services and buying product at retail. So that's going to slow everything down. And then you also have the other effect, which is people have less disposable income. A lot of people have suffered a drop in revenue in their business. The self-employed are struggling. I talked to my hairdresser, my other friends who have small businesses, and their businesses are all down. So they're all struggling with that. And the net result is that the income levels are dropping. So people have less disposable income to spend. That being said, we're close to the real estate market in my business, and the real estate market is very, very active right now. There's not much inventory. People have decided to maybe delay a house move, and so people are chasing houses and putting in offers over the asking price. And the real estate market is very, very strong. Not in terms of volume, but in terms of prices. So this is what we're seeing. We're seeing a shift in the mix of wealth and resources and consumption as the market seeks to normalize and correct. So I think we're going to see some big shifts, and it's not over yet. I think we're going to see this continuing well into next year.
Yeah, so I've got a fair idea about it. That's really insightful and educative. Like you're saying that consumer spending has rather consumers have a limitation right now on their spending, so that might have a negative impact on the economy. At the flip side, again, the real estate is showing very stable results. So in that case, it may have a positive effect on economy. So it's kind of a shift, as you're saying. That's really important, right? All right.
Yes, that's true.
So that's really so nice one. So my next question, or rather, no, it's not a question, or rather, I would try to understand, or my viewers would try to understand how your business or how your company is helping their client these days, and how you can and what areas you can help my viewers or whoever is seeing. If you can just brief about that a little bit.
Yeah, so a lot of my clients are manufacturers, and they're looking to launch new products to the American public. So traditionally, the best way to do that is to find a retailer who will take your product and then sell the product to the retailer and then promote it, and hope that the consumer picks up the products, and so on and so on. The distribution is widened, and sales increase, and we can get more retailers. And what's happening now is really that online is becoming much more important. And so my clients are really pivoting away from a traditional go-to-market strategy and looking more at digital marketing, online, and direct-to-consumer marketing in order to sell directly to the consumer. Because let's face it, the retail market is in difficulties right now. The real estate is empty, and people are slowly coming back, but we've got some real issues in actually going shopping the old-fashioned way. So people are adapting, and we're changing the way that we're advising our clients to go to market, and putting more of an emphasis on online, and looking at some of the big marketplaces like eBay and Amazon as ways to effectively launch a product, and then supplementing that with influencer campaigns, digital advertising, social media marketing, and social media commerce as ways to get the buzz out and get brands moving. This is going to give us a great case study to then come back to traditional retailers and launch the product at traditional retailer, because we've got a case study, a track record of demonstrable success where the product is actually sold online directly to the consumer. And we can prove that. So that's helping us to get retail distribution down the line. Don't get me wrong, traditional retail is not going away. It's still a massive, massive part of our economy, and it's very important to my clients who are looking to launch new products. But I would just say that right now, digital first seems to be a smart way to go, just because you can measure it, control it, and it is a good way of conducting business, particularly directly to the consumer.
Yeah, digital first is very important, right? Exactly the kind of situation we're in, and this is going to stay for some time, and then we need to depend on the digital thing. So that is really again important. So my viewers, if you think that you can reach out to Paul for any of the advices or any other services, you can always reach out to him. I'm going to share his details along with this video. You can always reach out to him. So Paul,
Thank you very
my
much.
next question, or it's not a question, it's like again a statement or a study which we have done, and we have come out with a statement, and I need to understand your view on that. Our study says, we did a study, as you know, we are working in a virtual assistant space, as I've told you. So we've done a study, and a study says that keeping a remote executive assistant during this testing time can actually save your money and time, and can and help you grow your business even faster than ever. It's like, having a team, who will take care of your back end work, and they are in a remote location, and at the price of a fractional employee. So what's your take on this?
I think there's always been a trend towards outsourcing services, and having a virtual assistant is great, provided it works for the executive. Having somebody on a different time zone halfway around the world, it's just got to work for everybody. But it can be a win-win, and with modern technology, why sit in an office with your assistant when he or she could be in another country and giving you exactly the same amount of support, maybe for a lower price. So as you say, I think it's a trend, and it's going to continue. It falls right in line with social distancing and working safely, and it's a very good way to support the business at a cost-effective price. So I think it's a trend that's here to stay, and with modern technology and apps and team working and other tools available to us, it can be a very cost-effective and efficient way of working.
All right, yeah, that's really important. As we have been getting the similar sort of a response from all the interviews. They're saying that virtual assistant is something which is really important these days, and it can help you if you find a effective or efficient sort of a workforce who are located remotely and working with you. That can actually help you save a lot of money and time, and it can also help you grow your business. It's kind of taking care of your back end work, and then you can, so that you can go ahead and
Mhm.
get your clients and do your business properly. So it was
Correct.
really insightful again. Thank you, Paul, for your time. This was really insightful and educative, and your views will really going to add a lot of values to our survey. So we are going to have this survey for another couple of weeks or to a month, and once the survey is over, I'm going to share the survey report with you, where you would also know what other business owners from other industries are thinking about the same questions which I've asked you. This way it is kind of a learning from each other and growing together.
Very good. Thank you very much for your time,
Okay,
and great to speak with you.
thanks a lot. You have a good one. Bye bye.